Hi guys, welcome back to the Social Media Manager Bible podcast. I am your host with the most, the social media Oga, and today we're gonna be having like a conversation with myself basically and you guys that are watching me. It's not like you're gonna be able to respond to me back, except when I get your feedback in the comment section. So we're gonna be discussing some things you need to do or you need to note when you wanna part ways with a client. I know it's not a very easy conversation, but it is something that happens most of the time. And it took a while for me to actually realize that you need to have an offboarding process for your clients. And there's so many things to consider, especially if your client is the one that gave you a contract. There's some T's to cross and some I's to dot, and that's what we're going to be discussing in this episode. Before I go on, if you're listening to me on YouTube and this is your very first time here, don't forget to click the subscribe button, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so that you get updates when I drop a new video. And if you're listening to me on any of the podcast platforms, don't forget to follow, don't forget to rate this podcast, and let's continue in today's episode. Now, the first thing you want to consider when you are parting ways with a client is the timing. You need to choose a time that is suitable for both you and your client. I know sometimes some clients are from the other side, not everyone, but they're from the other side, and you might want to part with them immediately, but there are ways to actually part with your clients without burning bridges. So you want to consider the timing. Is it suitable for the brand? You don't want to part ways with a brand in the middle of a campaign, or your client is running a very serious campaign and then you say you're not doing it again. No, you need to consider the timing when it comes to parting ways with your client. And most times you might want to wait till the end of a project till they find a replacement before you actually leave the brand. Number 2 is contractual obligations. Did I pronounce that correctly? Yeah, contractual. You're my girl. Contractual. Yes, contractual obligation. Before you end a relationship with a client, you might want to review what is stated in the contract, especially if your client is the one that gave you a contract, not you giving the client a contract. And most social media managers fail to read through the contract before they sign, and then you end up paying like a whole lot of money, or you end up not even getting paid at all. So you want to read through the contract and see that you're not breaking any rules and regulations, or you're abiding by the termination clause in the contract. Yes, every contract should have like a termination clause, because that's like kind of like your loophole to like leave the project and everything. So you want to read through the agreement, you want to read through the contract and make sure that you're fulfilling all obligations before you terminate. The third thing is communication. It is very important that you communicate in a professional manner, and this can be done via email, a phone call, a text message, or however you communicate with your client normally. You might want to communicate in a very professional manner. You can actually part ways with the client without actually burning the bridge and setting it on fire and turning it into ashes. So you might part ways on a client, and maybe the client is not doing things, and the client can actually come back to you or even recommend you for other jobs. But if you just blow everything up with a grenade and everything, the client will definitely say, this person, Balaji is not, you don't want to work with her or anything. You don't even know if the client has access to rooms that your legs have not even entered. So yes, I know the client needs you, but you want to communicate in a professional manner when you're thinking of parting ways with a client. Number 4 is transfer of information and assets. Now, I've noticed that a lot of freelance social media managers in Nigeria and in Africa as a whole don't offboard their clients. Now, if a client says, oh, I don't want to work with you again, I feel like you should transfer every single thing you've created for them. Like, literally, what are you going to do with it? You've created a logo for them. You've created, maybe you're the one that gave them color code and everything. most of us, let me tell you, it is witchcraft to want to see a brand crumble, a brand you've worked with, because you want to be able to put this brand in your portfolio. So make sure you transfer information and assets that you have that your clients might not even be able to like remember. Transfer it to them, give it to them, or give it to their replacements. It might be as simple as walking your clients through your daily workflow, your daily processes, the tools that you use for them. It is very, very important that you do this for them, because trust me, if you do this for them, they will be able to like recommend you for jobs. Who knows, maybe your client has access to rooms that your leg has not even entered. So it's very, very good that you think of offboarding your clients when you stop working with them. Number 5 is reputation management. It is very, very important that you and your clients part ways on good terms. I know sometimes the client might be very, very, very annoying, but it is always very good for your reputation, not just for the client, for your own reputation. Make sure that you're living on good terms. And the only way you can do this is by maintaining a positive attitude throughout the entire offboarding process, and also be very transparent about why you are ending the particular relationship between you and your client. The final thing to consider is future opportunities. When you're ending a client relationship, one thing you should always put in mind, at the back of your mind, is future opportunities. This is a period for you to develop your skills as a social media manager and make sure that whatever shortcomings you've experienced while working with these clients, you make sure that your next client doesn't suffer for it and you don't part ways based on these shortcomings. By keeping a positive attitude throughout the entire offboarding process, you set up yourself for good opportunities, and the client, who knows, might refer you for other jobs. And that's it for today, guys. These are the 6 things I think you should consider when you're finally leaving a client that you've probably worked with. If you found this helpful, or if you learned something new, please let me know in the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when I drop new educational videos that would help your life and your social media management journey. And if you're listening to me on any of the podcast platforms, please don't forget to like. Are you liking? No. Don't forget to follow and rate this podcast episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one.